Hey, it's Heather, and today is a very good day for an adventure in gardening. So it's a beautiful sunny day, and it is the middle of March, and we have had a wonderful early spring. It's the kind of spring that you know is going to be a really nice long spring where you're actually going to get to enjoy things like your pansies and your tulips and your daffodils. And I think it'll give us more time to really learn how to grow those cole crops better. So today is my first real day in the vegetable garden, and so I'm gonna kind of be working on the bones of the vegetable garden, and I'll be blipping in and out to show you what I'm doing. So follow along for an adventure. So here's a fun fact. I was raised by people who could fix things with duct tape and a piece of wire. And they were raised by people who lived through the Great Depression. And so therefore I save things, and I try not to be wasteful, and I fix things with what I have. So let me show you some of the things that are going on in the garden right now. So this garden bed is the one that I call the salad garden. And it's so messy. It makes you wonder what happens over the winter time, because it's like winter has a party and leaves a big old mess for me to clean up at the end. So in my vegetable garden, I have a lot of pieces of wire, you'll see, and I keep them in the garden because I have cats and I don't want them digging in the garden. Sometimes I'll use sticks to put them by new seedlings to keep them from digging in the garden. There's something about cats and fresh loose soil, and they're like, oh, thank you. So I never fully clean out the salad garden. So I never fully clean out the salad garden in the fall, just to see what might want to come back. So these, I believe, were daikon radish, which what they will do now is they will just produce seed, and I'll save the seed. I have some, I think this was escarole, and like this one doesn't look so great, but there's some down at the other end that actually really do look good. This one's kind of got the frozen bits on the outside, but I bet you anything it's gonna come back and be something. There are a lot of little baby mustard seedlings going on in the garden, and I'm gonna try to disturb very few of them because mustard greens grow wonderfully no matter if the temperature is down in the 20s at night at this point or not. But they're great in salads. They're great, you know, chopped up and sauteed with some olive oil and some garlic. I also noticed that all the Swiss chard is still here. Doesn't look like much right now, but it's going to be fantastic. And down the other end here, take you for a little walk. And I leave these hoops up. The hoops grow cucumbers over the tops of them in the later part of the year. This scarlet kale survived the winter. It looks really good. I can probably have this for lunch today. But what I will be doing is cutting them down and they'll leaf out again. This one right here is Bare Necessities kale. And you know, this is like the weirdest kale for me. And I grow quite a few different kinds of kale. I have never seen this kale go to seed. And it just keeps the same, these are the same plants. And this will be, I think this is year 3 for them. So there's, you know, six or so here in the salad garden. And there's some green kale right there. And so these escaroles, those are the ones. See, that one's really cute. That one actually looks like, you know, it looks like something. And I don't think that's the right date. I think this was a fall crop. I don't know, I can't remember. So I'm gonna get started on cleaning this up now that I showed you what it is at. Oh, and there's strawberry plants all through here coming out of the strawberry garden. So I have a little bit of work to do, and I'll update you in a few. So here's the progress so far. We have a lot of kids that visit, and I love having kids in the garden and teaching them and showing them about all the great things that that you can do with a small piece of land. But there's never any place for them to walk. So I thought, well, this year I'm going to make it more organized. So far what I've done is I've gone in and just edged a pathway, basically, which I never had a pathway before. It was just me, and then when we had guests, there would be kids' little feet on my food I was going to eat later. But so now look, there's a path, and a path on that side, so I edged it. Now all the leaves that I raked out of these beds, I raked up into a pile, and leaves are gold, people. I'm telling you, if you've got fallen leaves, they are like gold. That's how you make good soil. So I hit them with a lawnmower, chopped them up real good, and I'm going to put the chopped leaves on this bare soil until I am ready to do something, and then either A, hopefully it'll be, you know, broken down quite a bit, or B, I'll have to turn it under, which I'd rather not do B, but that's okay. So when I was cleaning up, let me show you what I found. So I planted garlic last fall. There it is. Some beautiful garlic. And then I've got this piece of earth in front of the garlic. That's where the onions are going to go, hopefully today. So the onions will go right in front of it. And where those sticks are sticking out of the ground like little stumps, that's to remind me that's where the Jerusalem artichokes are. So the Jerusalem artichokes, that's their little space, and I keep them contained. People say, oh, don't plant Jerusalem artichokes, they're invasive. Well, you know what? Can't be invasive if you're going to eat it. So anyway, I just keep it under control by, you know, making dinner. Now the Lysimachia, that green stuff, it's looking really pretty. Not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be on the other side of this little fence here. I will be digging that up and using it in containers, so that'll be disappearing very quickly, but looks pretty good. Now, right over here is sorrel. And sorrel is a perennial salad green, French sorrel, and it's very tasty. And this is the time of year where you want to eat your sorrel, and it's a very nutritious early green. You can saute it, you can put it in salads, and it is delicious. I also want to show you that, see that, right, so here's, I'm standing in the path, there's the future garden with the border, and that is my little place to stand right here. Dug up a dandelion root, and I'll make that into tea later on. But looky over here, horseradish. This is another one of those plants I was discouraged when I was a young gardener from growing it because it can be a bit of a thug in the garden. But you know, again, I'm going to be using it, so I recommend it. I love it. It's a great plant. So that's it for this moment. I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, so it's all edged. I got the chopped leaves in there. That's the one side. This is the other side. Still have quite a bit of work to do in there. And so these two panels are for peas early, and then later for beans and cucumbers. So I'll be working on these probably tomorrow. And there's my garden companion, Penny. You want to say hi? Yeah, that was yoga, cat yoga. So that's it for today. My time in the garden is done. Pretty much I've been at it all day, and you're thinking, that's really all you got done? Well, you know, it's kind of like these early spring days. It's like, you know, you're a puppy with your first time out of the kennel, and then you see a squirrel. And then it's all over. But no, it's fun. I had a good day, and I'm hoping in the upcoming videos that that you'll see that you don't need to have acres and acres of land to grow your own food and to garden, and you don't need to have a lot of money to do it either. You just start with what you have and where you're at. So time to get out there and get gardening. Everyone have a wonderful, wonderful spring and day, and check back soon.